Hello, Mr. Raju.
Hello, Mr. Ranga. How are you?
I am good. Let us not waste time in exchanging pleasantries and get straight to the point. I have a problem statement for you in mind.
Sure, sir. I would like to solve it.
So, I want you to estimate the number of refrigerators in India.
Sure, sir. I can do that. But I have a question in mind before I start solving the problem. Do you want me to solve this for only domestic or household refrigerators? Or should I include commercial refrigerators as well?
Only domestic refrigerators would do, Mr. Raju.
Okay, sir. Can I get a few seconds to gather my thoughts here before I come up with a solution?
Okay? I will give you just 30 seconds.
Sure, sir.
Time up. Time up, Mr. Raju. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. So I would like to estimate the number of refrigerators from the demand side instead of supply side because it would be difficult to make assumptions on the supply side.
Makes sense. Go ahead.
So, first of all, we know the population of India, which is about 140 crore. Also, since refrigerator is a household item, I would like to calculate it based on the number of households.
Okay?
On average, we have about 4 members in a household. So, that means the total number of households in India would be around 35 crore.
Sure. This also makes sense. Keep going.
Now, I would like to further divide these households into 3 categories: Tier 1, Tier 2 and 3, and rural households.
Why so, Mr. Raju?
Sir, actually, further I'm going to divide these households based on income levels. And since the distribution of income levels is different for each of these tiers, even the demand of refrigerators would be different for them. For example, the percentage of low income households will be higher in a village as compared to a metro or tier 1 city.
That is good thinking, Mr. Raju. Please continue.
Sure, sir. So, in metro and tier 1 cities, I would assume there is about 15% population, which is about 5 crore households. In tier 2 and 3 cities, about 20% population, which means about 7 crore households. And in rural areas, about 65% population, which is about 23 crore households. I hope these assumptions are fine with you, sir.
Completely fine. Please continue.
Now, next what I would do is break down each of these tiers into rich, middle income, and poor households because the penetration of refrigerators would be different in each of them. For tier 1 cities, I would assume the distribution is 20%, 60%, and 20%. For tier 2 and 3, I would assume the distribution is 10%, 50%, and 40%. And for rural areas, I would assume the distribution is 5% rich, 35% middle income, 60% poor households.
You are going in the right direction, Mr. Raju. Please continue.
Next, sir, I would define the penetration for each of these income levels. Since refrigerator is sort of an essential household item, I would assume all the rich households have a refrigerator. When it comes to middle income households, I would assume there is 100% penetration in tier 1 cities, 60% in tier 2 and 3 cities, 20% in rural areas. And when it comes to poor households, I would assume there is 50% penetration in tier 1 cities, but 0% in tier 2 and 3 cities, as well as rural areas.
Very interesting.
Sir, I have made these approximations based on my understanding and the limited data we have in this case. I hope these are fine with you.
Completely fine. Do you have a final answer, or are there more assumptions you want to make?
Sir, just give me a few seconds.
Okay.
Sir, based on the above structure, the final figure I am getting is about 10 crores, which I have arrived at by multiplying the number of households at each income level with their respective penetration.
Mr. Raju, I must say your approach towards the problem was very impressive. I liked the way you structured it, made assumptions, and justified it.
Thank you, sir.
Don't get too happy now. We are not done yet. I have another guesstimate for you.